This bike right here is the new Talaria Sting R, otherwise known as the MX4. The Ebikezilla crew gave us the opportunity to test the new bike, and I wanted to put together a quick first look of the newest edition of the Talaria Sting. The MX4 received quite a few improvements. It's now got 8 kilowatts of peak power, which is a jump of 2 kilowatts from its predecessor. The motor has also been updated to a more durable IPM motor. To fuel the newfound power, the 60-volt battery now has a capacity of 45 amp hours, which is 7 amp hours more than the MX3. The Sting R is sporting the updated Talaria Factory fork and shock. More acceleration requires more stopping power, so in the brake department, the bike is equipped with 220mm rotors and upgraded calipers and master cylinders. It comes stock with a peg brace, slightly taller bars, and a reinforced bracket for the gearbox. The MX4 weighs 145.5 pounds with the battery. Straight away, you definitely notice an improvement in acceleration with the increase of power that the bike is putting out. I didn't find it to be a huge difference, especially in the sand where I'm testing it right here. But if you're wanting a tad more power than what we're all used to on stock Surons and Talarias, then it's definitely an improvement. Off-road, I still feel like the bike is pitched a little too far forward and low in the front. The first edition of the Sting had a very pronounced problem in this department, and Talaria has definitely made some improvements from the first edition by going with a shorter travel shock in the rear, but I still feel like the MX4 has a bit of a stink bug effect. This is becoming a trend with a lot of these bikes in this genre, and luckily there are some simple solutions for correcting this issue. In my opinion, this is the best out-of-the-box suspension that's currently being offered on this style of e-moto. The Talaria Factory fork and shock are more robust, with more tuning options than all of the options that have come before it. I didn't really get to test range, and honestly, this environment isn't ideal for testing battery capacity anyways. From what I can gather though, the increase in power naturally consumes more battery, so I have a feeling the bigger battery is going to essentially cancel itself out, and we'll see similar range as the MX3, albeit with a faster bike. One big thing I wish was cured on this new MX4 is the battery rattling around in the battery compartment. It was a big problem on the MX3, and unfortunately, it still appears to have the same issue on this bike as well. It seemed like I was getting a lot of questions asking for a comparison of the Sting R to the Suron Ultra B, but these are still two separate categories if you ask me. The Sting R feels very much like its predecessor, and I still think the worthy competitor is where the Sting received much of its DNA from in the first place, the Suron Light BX. So that's the quick and dirty of the new Talaria Sting R. If you want to see more on the Sting R, let us know in the comments and we may look to do some more content with this bike. Thanks to Ebikezilla for making this happen, and thank you for watching.